Good morning. Welcome to my homestead. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie. Today on our video we are going to be cleaning the rabbits. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is on a working homestead, it's very important that nothing goes to waste. So we don't want to be throwing anything in the trash. Everything we want to use until it's just not usable anymore. And this is a perfect example of that. So as you can see, I feed the rabbits hay along with their rabbit pellets, and a lot of it, because they play with it, falls through and down into the ground. So now behind me you can see there's a ton of hay all over the ground. So the first thing we want to do, excuse you, the first thing we want to do is clean all of this up, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it. And sweep all of the old hay out of each cage and onto the ground. Hey bud, how you doing? Alright, so you get the idea. I'm going to continue that all the way around and then we'll come back to what's next. Okay, so now you can see I've got all of my doors all cleaned off and all of the excess hay is on the ground. Now we're going to start scooping this up. We want to do this, number one, because I have a need for all of this hay. But also I found that if you let bedding grow up underneath these rabbits, that's when you start getting a smell. So if you can keep this all cleaned off so that the sun can hit it and dry everything out, then you really have zero smell in your rabbit. So people who have rabbitries that stink, there's a way to get around that. Not every rabbitry has to stink, and mine does not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use a pitchfork and we're going to scoop up all of this hay. Now I do use the pellets in my garden, but I'm not collecting those today. If I was doing that, I would come in with a broom right now because everything is dry, and I would get a broom and a dustpan and I would scoop up those pellets to use in the garden. But we're not needing that today, so we're just going to scoop it all up and it's going in the bucket. So let's do that. So now I have my first one full, and you can see I can pick it up with one hand. Now, it does hurt me, but a healthy person would be able to do this just fine. So now that I have this first one full, let me show you what we're going to do with it. Okay, here you can see my chickens, and they are a muddy mess right now because we had 7 days of straight rain. And when that happens, all of their bedding just goes down into the mud like quicksand, and so now we have to start all over. So that's where this comes in. All of this old hay that I would have otherwise thrown away, I'm now going to dump into the chickens, and that's going to do two things. Someone's laying an egg. That's going to, number one, cover up the mud and give them a dry place to walk, but also having all of this hay in here and with a little bit of the excess rabbit poop is going to promote bugs to come in, and we all know chickens love to eat bugs, so this does two things. Plus, watch what they do with it. It's also environmental enrichment and fun. So let's get it in there. And the beautiful thing is, at this point, I don't have to do anything else because they're going to get it all scratched out for me. So while I let you watch them scratch that down, I'm going to get another bucket. This next bucket I'm going to take to the turkeys. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done for the day, and I got a lot of this hay up, and now there's air underneath these cages, and you can see I didn't get it all. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. If you're like me and you're homesteading with chronic pain, or if you are out of shape, or you know, if it's a struggle, that's okay. You just have to find ways to do it as easy as you can do it and get what you can get done. And if you have to come back later in the day or tomorrow and finish it, that's okay. So here you can see I got enough of it done so that these guys can air out. Any urine on the ground can dry from the sun, and the chickens are now happy. Also, this is probably a good time to point out I've gotten quite a few questions wanting to know why I'm always out of breath in my videos. And it's not that I'm out of breath, it's that I'm always in pain. So I do tend to breathe through the pain a lot. So you're gonna see that, but just ignore it, because we're gonna go through this together. We're gonna take care of this homestead. I'm gonna show you how I do mine. Maybe you can learn some things from it. And I'm gonna show you how I do it with everyday chronic pain, because maybe somebody out there is also wanting to do this and thinking, I don't know if I'm physically fit enough to do it. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you are. There's always a way to do something. If it's something that you want to do and it's something that you love, there's a way to do it, no matter what your situation is. I mean, some days I'm out here in a wheelchair. And I set this place up with that in mind, you know, so that I can reach everything, whether I'm standing, whether I'm using a cane, or whether I'm in a chair. So anyway, I hope that you found this helpful today, and thank you for hanging out with me while I clean my rabbits. And thank you again. I hope to see you next Monday, and I'll be doing shorts all throughout the week. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great week. Bye.